Welcome to the instructional video for the Laika Kreos 4012. Starting from the rear of the vehicle, we've got your rear locker area. So the Laika locks are opened by pulling the levers twice. That will then open up the area into the garage. You have here got a main socket, 12-volt socket and a light. You've also got these paddles that need lifting up when you're wanting to change the height of the bed and just turn into place to hold it up there. The bed lifts up once the auxiliary switch is turned on inside, just with the button there, and you can use this in any position. The makeup cushions are just there for the front makeup bed underneath the drop down, and again you can see that we've got locker doors on both sides and your toolkit just located there for the Fiat. So that is your rear area. Forward of that, we have got your mains plug-in point, so just main cable goes nice and neat in there. Press the little black label down to release it. Forward of that, we've got your toilet cassette. Press the button once it's unlocked. Open, lift the handle up, slide it out, making sure that the valve's in the right position on the toilet to allow you to do this. Remove the grey cap just by twisting. Turn it upside down, and with the use of the vacuum button at the bottom, which you press in, you would empty the toilet cassette out. Clean it out, screw the top back on, slide it back in and make sure that it's just latched just onto that bit there. Close the door and then using the lock, just lock it up. It is one key for all the external locking points on the vehicle. Next you have your habitation door, awning at the top and your external awning light. I will show you where it goes. This customer, it's not standard but has had a gas low fitted, so you'll see the filler points on the outside of the door, and it's to 11 kilos. To operate the gas, you simply just turn the dial anti-clockwise to open and clockwise to close. When you're filling, you can either leave these open or you can leave them closed, and again the bottle that you're using is depicted by the little triangle section there, which you just twist to either side. So you'll see it's moved to the other side now, and that side if you want it. Your adapters are just in there. We do pressurise the system but we don't fill them up, so it will need gas on your first trip. To lock the doors, press it in, and to fill it up from the outside you just remove the cap just like that. Next to that, has been fitted again as an additional option, is your external barbecue point. So just located just there. Again, that will work once your gas is turned on. It's based on a Fiat cab, and it's a 2.3 150 brake horse. The mirrors manually fold in, but then electrically operate just with a switch inside. Moving to the opposite side, where you have your diesel point. It's just located there, and it uses the Fiat key to open it. Inside the cab, we've got the bonnet release catch, just located there, and the engine battery is located just underneath the carpet in that section there. So if you're looking for it, you just need to go into that section there. You've got your glove box just located there, drinks holders located there, another area at the top for storage. This has got the Fiat system, so it's got the radio, the media, the nav and the phone option. Your media just goes into that little area there, which is located just underneath the locking hazard light, and you've got your air conditioning, automatic air conditioning on this. On the seats themselves, they do have adjusters to adjust the heights and a winder for the back. They have armrest adjusters which are just found inside there just by turning it left or right, and that will adjust the height of the armrest. Back of that, we've got the Troom event. You don't need to do anything with it, there's nothing to remove on that side of it. It is simply just there to vent the gas from there. Be careful, it does get warm. Back of that we have got an external shower point, so it does work hot and cold once the water's been set inside. Behind that we have got your filler point for your fresh water. It's blue, so it gives you an indication that it's fresh. Just undo it with the Laika key and that will allow you to fill up your fresh water. And then back of that is your access point into the rear garage area on this side. On the back of the vehicle you have got your camera, which is mounted high up just there. Your freshwater drain points are located just underneath the garage area in this location here. Press the button to release it down. Now it has two little stickers, one on this side with a wheel saying maximum 20%, the other one on the other side saying maximum 100%. If you were to just close that one and leave that one open, it would only just fill the tank to 20%. If you want them both filling up the tank fully, you'll need to close both of them, and again it's anti-clockwise to open them and clockwise to close them up. If you forget to do so, the minute you put fresh water into the vehicle, water will come out directly in underneath the middle of the vehicle in these two positions. So just remember that is your freshwater drain valves. We do advocate that you drain the water systems down when you're not using it in both hot and cold conditions. So moving to the door itself, you can lock the habitation door from inside by pressing that button down and then release it by pushing the little button in there. We have a blind and a fly screen located there, as well as a bin. The step is electric. You can either push the button up just there, so you depress it or bring it back in. You also, on the Laikas, have a retract button just underneath the driver's steering wheel that will also do it when the engine's running, so no need to get out of the vehicle. Your fuses and electrical items are all located just here behind the driver's seat, and an isolation valve to isolate everything at the back of the vehicle. Your fuses are all sort of labelled up with pictures and revert to your handbook to let you know which fuse is relating to which item inside the van. So inside the vehicle we've got a storage area just here, and just located in the floor area here with the handle, which simply just lifts up to empty the wastewater tank and pushes down to allow the wastewater tank to fill up. And that's positioned just to the right hand side underneath this seat is where it will come out of the vehicle. To the opposite side of that, underneath the forward facing seats, we have the batteries. So 2 batteries are fitted to this particular model. And one thing we will show you when you come to collect it is just down in this location here is your frost protection valve. It's quite hard to see on the camera, but I will describe this to you, and that's for draining the boiler and filling up the boiler. So I will show you when you come and it'll be easy for you to see them. The vehicle has 2 additional travelling seats, and for the legroom, that little wooden area just there does push in and go down in place so your feet have access, or alternative will just pop up and hold in place to act as the base of the seat. Just like so. This table, as I mentioned earlier, can conform into another bed. Simply will just push down and hold in place, and you hold it down just with the lever on, spin it around here, will then allow you this way, will allow you to move it down, turn it the other way, it will stop the table from moving down completely. Yeah, to lock the table in place, you will need to do that with the fitting just in front here by turning it up to lock it in place. That will hold the table in place, pulling it down will release the table to allow you to move it around. So let's move on to the control panels. control panel is found directly above the habitation door. The first thing you must do is press the centre button, which is this button here. That will then illuminate the control panel. It takes a few seconds to do this, but it will basically bring it back to the state that you've left it in. So if we start from the beginning, if we wanted power into the vehicle, we pressed the little 12 volt socket here, which is just to the right hand side. That will then allow the lights to work. So some of the light switches are found just here near the door. Some are found just on the magic light system, just located just there. And you will be able to turn them off individually with the switches around the vehicle for the different areas around. So have a look around. That switch there is for your kitchen. You have an extractor fan, which is located underneath there as well. Bathroom one. So shower turns off just on the switch there, and then lights up that area there. Your bathroom switch is located just underneath here, which again will turn on and off the lights. Bedroom area, you have a series of switches which you find underneath the bed there, and your individual little rocker switches here for your downlighters. Plenty of light switches to look for. Again, revert to your handbook if you're unsure, or give us a call, look at your video. There'll be a few that you can either have on all the time or lowered or part-time, depending on why you want your lights to work. The button across from the side, I remember me saying on the video that you'll need to have your auxiliary switch on. This is this one that allows you to operate the back bed. Will also become live the USB charging points. Without the auxiliary it won't work. The button to the far left hand side will tell you what voltage is in your engine and your leisure batteries. Next to it, your water levels, both fresh and waste. And then you've got your water pump on or your water pump off to the right of your 12 volt. And then lastly, your external awning light. To the side of that, to the right, you have the button for the drop down bed. So press and hold the button and the bed will come down. Make sure there's nothing underneath it, stopping the bed from hitting anything. And then you have your ladders that hook onto here to give you access up. You'll see above here, you'll have your clips for the safety nets, which are both underneath the bed at the front and the back sides to stop anyone from falling out. And again, you've got your TV position there. To put the bed back up, just press and hold it. Again, with that, we do tell you can put your pillows on and your duvets. If your pillows are really large, just find an alternative storage place for them. Stops the fuse blowing on the bed. And while we're on the bed, within your pack, you will have a winder for the manual option to the bed. It just fits into this little end part here, which you'll gain access to on this side here, just where my finger is coming out of there. Yep, so it goes through into there, into the little fitting, and will allow you to manually wind the bed up if you do lose electric power to the vehicle. To the right hand side again, you've got a double USB charging point and then a 12 volt charging point. And to the left hand side of it, we've got your heating. So your heating works by turning the dial around here, selecting it. So what we need to do first of all is select the temperature that we want in the vehicle. So we do that by turning the dial to the desired temperature, selecting it. The next option would be the water. So you can either have it turned off, eco, which is slow, hot, which is 60 degrees or fast, and then boost, that takes all the power away from the heating to get the water up to temperature as quick as possible. Whichever you decide to change will change on the top line. Yeah, so I'm going to turn it off at the moment so it won't show anything. The next option along is your fuel source. So EL2 is 2 kilowatt electric. EL1 is 1 kilowatt electric, and again it's changing above the line. Mix 2 is a mixture of gas and 2 kilowatt electric. Mix 1 is gas and 1 kilowatt electric, or we've got the option lastly of gas only. Whatever you decide to do, just select it. We're not hooked up to gas or electric at the minute, therefore that's why the little warning triangle's on. The third option is the speed of the fan that we're trying to heat the vehicle with. So eco being slowly up to speed, high being fast up to speed, and once you've run the fan for a series of minutes, it will allow you to go back into it and select boost, which takes all the power away from the water to get you heated up to temperature. Now, should you have started the system like I have with the diamond appears, it's telling you you've got a fault, so it'll come up with a code. This code's telling me that I've not got any electric or gas onto the vehicle. Select the code, and if it's flashing, it will reset itself. If not, then you will need to go all the way around to the little spanner at the bottom right, turn the dial round to reset, press it again to preset, and that will initialize the system to start back up again. Now, if you have locked the boiler out, you might need to wait a few minutes to do this or refer to handbook, but that generally solves the problem. To turn the unit off, you press and hold the button and that will turn off. Now this has the iNet system, which means that you can connect this through to a mobile phone. You will need a SIM card if you want to use it further away, and that is what the app symbol is saying. So you can pair it to your phone and allow you to control the heating from your mobile phone. It is all explained in the handbook. I would get used to the normal controls first of all before you do this, but that's what that option is there. To remove the telly down, you'll need to pull this little button here. That then allows the TV to come down, and then you can change the angle of the TV. Press it again and it will go all the way up to the top. Light switch is just located just underneath here for this little down light here. Yep, so that's where that's located. Once you've got water to the vehicle, the first thing that we tell you to do is switch the taps to either hot or cold, and you'll see it's just depicted underneath here. So turn it to hot, pull it through your boiler until you get a steady stream of water, just like that. If you've not got a steady stream, then please wait till you get a steady stream before you go to the heater controls that I've just shown you. Once you've got a steady stream like that, you can then go to your heater and do your hot water controls. As you know now, you've got boiler through your water in your boiler system. To the side of that, we've got your cooker unit. So 4-burner gas hob on the top with an igniter just here, which will do the gas rings, your oven and your grill. Your oven and your grill is just to the side here, and it is pretty self-explanatory. Grill just goes that way and it is either on or off, and your oven to the other way, which you have got several different controls to turn the heat up or down. You have a light that comes on, and if you're wondering what the noise is, it's the rotisserie that comes as an option on here for when you decide to cook. Below that, you've got a drawer here, and all your gas isolation valves are located just to the left hand side. We would always tell you to isolate the gas from the actual gas bottles and not from them isolation points. Storage spaces, again, there is a weight on here, so just be careful you don't exceed the weight. They are big storage, but they are there to not be overloaded, and just clip them in before setting off. Underneath the floor, similar to your area at the front of the vehicle, there is another access point for storage. Just make sure that they go in level, pattern by now. The bed does lift up to give you access underneath. Yep. And at the sides of the bed we have some little, depending on the height that you set the bed up at, you can lift them up to give you access into bed from there. One of them on either side. The ladders are just for the drop down bed in the front. Just like that. Again, if they're in the position that they're at, in the lowest position you'll not need them, but in the higher position you will. Forward of that, this customer's had a rear TV point. There's a 12 volt and aerial socket just located there. In the back, storage area is there, and this little winding tool is the winding tool I mentioned for the manual drop down bed at the front. Blinds, simply pull down and hook on, and then pinch them two together, which allows the fly screen to come up. Press that again, that releases the two, and push that down to open the fly screen. To open the windows, press the buttons in on all the catches and then gently open. Up, and it will hold you in your position. To close it, simply just pull it back to close, and make sure you hear that click just like you've heard there. There is a curtain which just has some little press studs top and bottom to separate the area from the front of the vehicle, and we have a large opening blind which has a fly screen and a blind located on it, and on this particular model it does have a winder point to open the window if it gets too warm. When you're winding it back down, you might look like it's shut, but just give it an extra couple of turns and just give it a gentle press with your fingers. That will tell you that it is locked. Shower area. We've got an opening vent here as well. Press the button in and lift it up. Make sure when you're setting off that it's over that little button there. And again, it has a fly screen and a blind located on there. Couple of towel rails either side, and then again your mixer tap just located there. Bathroom locks into the point just there. You have a couple of hooks there for hanging up your towels or your bathrobes. Another one just up there. Your flush for your toilet is just located just there. So when you press the button, water will come out, fill up, and then you can open up the flap there to dispose of whatever's in the toilet. We always tell you to open the flap first, rinse it, and then close it. If that isn't closed, you will not be able to pull your toilet cassette out, and that's just done with the little switch here. So right to open it, left to close. Next to the main socket, the light switch in here, sorry, is a 12 volt socket, and in the area here you have a toilet roll holder. In the cupboard above, you've got plenty of storage, and again that's just utilising the push fits. Off there and just there, and up here you have a main socket just up in the top corner there. The window also in this area has a fly screen and a blind, so and a fully opening window. And again on the roof light we have an opening access just up there. To get access to it, you just pull that down from this side and then lift up either side or both sides depending on where you want, and then just press it back in place. There is a fly screen just on here and a blind that just hooks on and closes just like that. Fridge wise, we have a separate fridge and a freezer compartment. It's the Dometic system. It turns on by pressing the standby button just there. So you can manually select it on this option with electric, gas, or the 12 volt option when the engine's running only. So that will only work when your engine is running. The final option is automatic. It will try and search the strongest signal. Again, we're not hooked up to mains or we haven't got any electric on, so at the minute it wouldn't find anything. The button next to it is your temperature gauge. So from the warmest to the coldest temperature, and then we have a reset button if you need to reset the unit at all. If you want to leave the doors open through winter, you would simply press the buttons in so that they're just out, and then the door would close but allow it to ventilate through. If you want to close them again, just push the unit in. Same on that one, push the unit in, and that would allow you then to use it again. To turn the unit off, press and hold and the light will go off. So quite an obvious, easy one, that one, because that light's going on and off. Inside here is your aerial. There is a main socket up here to the right hand side, another 12-volt socket and an aerial socket, and your aerial. So to move the aerial, you'll need to undo the little collar by turning it and then pressing the pole up. Get your signal, so your signal will tell you what your signal strength is here. There is an on-off switch here which turns the power off to it, but once you turn the mains power off, then that will also go off. So depending on your signal strength, it'll either show orange for a mid signal, green for a good one, or red for no signal. Cupboards simply just open like any cupboards, and again you can move the positions of the drawers. Just in here the same. The front area is the instructional manuals are all contained in that Laika badge there, and again we have storage at either side and a storage compartment underneath there. The front area also has an opening window, and again you must press them buttons in on either side, yeah, and then wind the window up to ventilate off. You have a blind located just inside there to take off the sun and then slide away. Again, make sure that this is closed before driving away. Light switches for the driving area are just located there, and your adjusters for the seat belt are just located there. To spin the seats around, there are little red levers that just need pushing down to spin the seat around. It will only lock in the forward facing position. We have a reverse camera just located there, and then on the driver's side we have located your leather steering wheel controls, cruise control, lights and indicators, windscreen wiper, and on the end of that stalk you have your trip counter, your mirror signal for your wing mirrors to move the positions, lock button for the cab and your electric windows, and we have the automatic gearbox. So the automatic gearbox does have a function to allow you to set off on a steep slope, and that is the ratio changer just above. Press that, it'll illuminate green. It will give you more traction when it's on a steep incline at low speeds to help you get up there. You also have hill descent, traction plus on this particular model, so the cab is well equipped. And again, on the model you have the Remis cab blinds, which simply pinch together and go around, and do the same on the front area. Clip them back in, simply do the opposite, and that allows the vehicle to be opened up to the light. I think you'll find that quite informative. Please give us your feedback. We hope you enjoy the 4012 Laika Kreos. Any queries or questions, please contact a member of the sales team. Thank you.